Who else do you do?
Kenny.
Oh, you do Kenny?
Yes, I did an impression of Kenny.
All right, let's hear it.
You guys got to look at me, like, because it's more. The impression is basically like looking.
Sure, of course.
All right.
Do Kenny.
I'll do an impression of Kenny. That's my impression of Kenny, because he's always sleeping in his chair.
We got it.
He's always sleeping in his chair. That's good.
Oh, that's good.
It's not like the bosses are listening or anything.
That's the
Way to
best.
blow up his spot.
That's the best thing to do. Take an impression of somebody from when they're like sleeping, or not really doing anything.
Yeah.
That's the same impression, by the way, of everyone else who's sleeping in the world.
Yeah.
Here's my impression of every human who sleeps. Sorry, David.
It's all right. I know it's everyone sleeping, but
What do you do? Steve too?
yeah. See if I just like run really fast out the door, because he's always like rushing out the door to do something, to like go in here and tell someone an important
Can we put a
message.
door that goes out to the side of the building?
Hold on. That should be, that impression of Kenny should be your impression of Steve working.
Wow, you are killing David today.
It's really funny.
Oh,
Why is that funny though?
It is. I mean,
Jimmy's a very funny man, but why is that joke in particular funny?
Because it is. It just is.
Are you saying because it's accurate?
I guess so. I don't want to say anything on the air, but I guess I just did.
No, you're allowed to.
You can say whatever you want. Do you think Steve's a good worker?
He's a good worker. Yeah.
What did you say right before we went on the air?
I don't want to say anything about him on the air.
no, on the air.
no,
you're
on the air,
allowed
you're
to
safe.
Say anything. You're safe.
They should have
We've been
taught
through
you.
this with other people.
They should have taught you that at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Yeah, the professionals.
Yeah.
On the air, you're safe because what you say it can be interpreted as entertainment value, no matter how realistic it is. But you're safe, so you could say it. What did you say before
About what?
about Steve?
I just was telling my impression of how
Do you think he's good?
He's all right.
Do you think he's good?
No. He's all right, though.
No.
Wow. You wouldn't do too well in the interrogation room, David. Wow, at least he's not an Al-Qaeda mastermind.
He's all right.
Do you really think he's all right?
Yeah, he's just all right.
Do
Yeah.
you think he's all right?
Yeah.
David?
Yes.
You're on the air. You're safe here. This is a safe place.
Yeah.
Very safe place. Now answer Sam's question.
Do you think Steve's good?
Sometimes he could be good. Sometimes.
Like when?
I don't know.
Percentage of good to bad.
Yeah.
What would you say? How much percent good?
Remember, you're in a safe place. You're in front of us. We make all final decisions, my
You
friend.
say sometimes he's good. Is it sometimes, what percent of the time?
There he is.
What percent of the time? Don't let him intimidate you.
He's right there in the
Don't
phone
intimidate the witness.
booth. I can't do it.
Opie and
What-
Anthony are on your side.
That's
What
right.
percent? It's the Opie and Anthony show, not the Steve
I can't
show.
do
We're
it. I
asking
can't
you.
do it. It's not right.
We are asking you what
can't do it.
percentage? What percentage of the time is he good?
What percentage for real?
I can't do it. He's right there.
Say a number. Come on. What percentage?
Now he's behind me.
What percentage?
Now he's like putting his face to my now he's blowing in my.
Steve, Dave, is it closer to 0 or 10?
No, it's more than 10.
David?
More than 10?
Yeah,
What's it less than?
Steve's right on top of David.
I know.
Is it less than 20?
Yeah, he's whispering my. I would say he's gonna like beat me up or something.
No, he's not.
I don't know. I'd say probably. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be. It's probably like 50.
Well, no, what
50.
Yeah,
what did Sam ask you? Sam said, "Is Steve good?"
yeah.
What was your answer?
Is he good?
He's all right.
How good is he?
He's all right.
No, what did you say?
David?
He's all right.
David?
What did you say?
What'd you say?
He's all right.
That's not what he said.
I didn't mean what I said though.
What'd you say, though?
I said no, but I didn't mean that.
Why didn't you mean it?
No, I'm just joking around. I didn't mean that.
All right.
Like a percent.
Whatever you just said.
What percentage?
50.
No.
No.
Yes.
David?
See,
Yes.
Steve's intimidating the hell out of him. He's in here. And even with
Yes.
that, David can only admit that it's 50.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just want to acknowledge that.
Even with intimidation, that's not
Right.
failing great.
Right. If Steve wasn't around, I think that number would be lower in David's eyes. All right, we got to start the Fluffernutter hat on E-Rock as we go to break here.
David, congratulations, by the way, on your new duties. You're doing them very well.
Oh, I thank you. If I may say one thing, Steve wanted me to say say what I said about Travis. He wants to know. He wants you guys to know what I was saying about Travis.
What did you say about Travis?
Oh.
Because we're on the topic of like how do I rate the staff members here? So Travis, I would say didn't do any work.
But Travis isn't even here to defend himself today.
He's slacking off.
Yeah.
Taking a vacation day.
I guess apparently, David, you're not privy to the emails on a nightly basis that we all get to share in?
No, I'm not privy to those.
Where Travis pretty much gives a rundown of
what's happening
all
in the world,
big stories of the world.
He doesn't email the interns, no.
Ooh.
So what you're saying is you're speaking out of complete ignorance.
I'm just speaking out of what I see, not out of what I see. I don't see these emails, so I don't know about them.
So you don't see what he's doing on his off time?
No, I do not.
As he goes on his computer and other things and finds things. Danny's got some. I
don't see it. No.
Aside from not being on the emails, you're also not in the office before the show, nor in Travis's phone booth during the show.
No, I'm not.
Nor in Travis's area at the XM Sirius side of the show. So how would you even really know what anybody does around here?
Let me tell you
something. You don't work
too
closely to any of us.
I'll tell you something, David. No matter what time I get in here. Yes. Sometimes I'm in here early. Travis is always at his desk when I walk in. Doesn't matter what time it is. And he is working diligently.
Nick Carter's usually at his desk when you walk in.
Nick Carter.
He loves that, Jimmy. He loves that one.
So that's good. I like that guy. He's a good guy.
To base what do you base your opinion on?
I'm just basing my opinion on one day, probably just one day in the very beginning of my internship when I saw Travis just staring into space in the phone.
I'll tell you what he's basing it on. He's basing it on the amount. I guess to David, the amount of work that you do depends on how much you're liked by that person. So if Travis really doesn't like you, then I guess he really doesn't do any work. You know, I'm kind of half and half with you, so I guess I must work just half good.
What do you think about Danny? How do you think he works a lot?
Yes, I certainly do. Danny's always working hard.
Really?
Danny, Travis doesn't like him?
At this point in time, I don't think much of anybody really enjoys David too much.
I love the kid. Sam's got his hand raised too.
Well, because you guys just have your little on-air time, and then it's back home. So, but we actually have to deal with him.
But he's the executive intern, Danny.
He is the executive intern.
I know. You don't just get that position. He earned it.
I got to know my role. I'm sorry.